Hello. So recently I have been very, very stressed. I'm about to be transitioning from the E2 visa, which is the teaching visa here in Korea, to the D10 visa, which is a looking for work visa, which usually grants you, they usually give you 6 months to look for work and you can renew it up to 2 years. But I'm not trying to look for work for 2 years. That process has been stressful because, the place I'm in here, right, is provided by my school. So I have to move. And that has been a huge stressor for me. Seoul is ridiculously expensive. After I went on an apartment tour with a couple of my friends, bless their hearts for coming with me and helping me. Thank you again so much for that. But we looked at places for the whole day and it was exhausting and also very eye-opening for me that I just can't afford to live on my own in Seoul. And I think you know, I felt pressured to pick a place not from like my friends or anything, but for myself because I was like, I have limited time left here in this apartment and I need to find another place to move in. And we also have a very long holiday here in Korea, Chuseok, and I can't do anything during that time. Like a lot of the places, they want you to wait until after Chuseok ends. I just feel very stressed because my last day is the 23rd of October. My immigration appointment is the 24th of October. And I have to move out maybe a few days before my last day so the new teacher can come in. Well, all of that is happening while I'm trying to find this place. So I pick a place that was definitely out of my budget. Truthfully, all the places were. I think in my head, I was like, yeah, I can afford the deposit and stuff. But I actually would have had literally $0 left in my bank account until my next paycheck, which is not a smart move, I know. But you guys, my brain was going a million miles a second, and I was like, I'm just gonna pick a place. It's fine. Well, it's not fine. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel joyful when I made the decision. I just felt like I made a decision. There was no real feeling behind it. And I'm a very intuitive person, and I really do try to listen to my intuition. And I ignored it, I believe. I know I ignored it that day because the days that came after, which was Saturday, so like Sunday, Monday, and stuff, I felt an immense amount of stress. Like, I was crying a lot, just having random breakdowns. And I felt conflicted because that was a big moment in my life, like I've never lived on my own, like financially. Like, I'm on my own right now, but this housing is provided by the school, right? So I'm not paying for the rent or anything. So that was a huge moment for me and it didn't feel huge, which I felt like was the first sign. And I was kind of giving myself the excuse that, oh, like, I am just really tired. I can't really feel it right now. But that's not. I've been tired, and I still feel like even through the exhaustion, I should have felt some ounce of joy and happiness, but I didn't. So Sunday came. I had to already give up 500,000 won because that was like just to secure my spot. So I did that. And I'm going in my head about it. I'm thinking about it a lot. My anxiety is through the roof. Stress, terrible. Insomnia, full force. Like, I have not been sleeping well. And then Monday came, and I was just honestly really feeling so depressed. And I felt sick. I woke up sick on Monday. And I was like, oh, I think I am manifesting a sickness. Like, I'm manifesting this cold because of how stressed I've been. I haven't told anyone this. I haven't told my mom or my friends, like, about how I've been feeling. And so I've been just kind of feeling it on my own. And I called my mom that day, that afternoon, right before I went to work, and I was like, I'm having second thoughts about this place. And I finally like broke everything down to her, and she's like, why would you put yourself out like that. You know, it's not a smart decision. And I was like, I know. And this is why I'm having these thoughts. Like, I know it's not a smart decision. I just felt like I needed to make one. And I did. And then, you know, I was feeling really bad because my friends had spent this whole day with me. And, you know, I really needed them there because all the realtors didn't speak English. And so he was communicating with like the realtors for me and like to texting the calls and making appointments. Like, I just felt like I wasted their whole day, and it was eating me alive with how guilty I was feeling for that, for canceling, you know. But at the same time, I was like, okay, this is a lesson you're learning, Janelle, you know. But I can't do this. I can't go forward with this place. And thankfully, we didn't sign any papers yet, so I let them know. And he canceled for me. I lost out on the 500,000 won. I was like, fine. I literally didn't even, it's like, fine. Just take it. Because it could have been a lot worse, okay? It could have been way worse. And after I made that decision, you know, I felt the biggest weight lifted off of me. My body knew this was the wrong choice before my mind did. And I think that's where, like, listening to my intuition went wrong and right, because I'm starting to really be more in tune with myself, to the point that I guess I'm starting to react more physically to decisions I make that aren't right for me. So now, yeah, like if this happens again, I know what to look out for, the signs to look out for. But the fact that I got so sick, I felt terrible, like terrible. And I feel better now. It's Thursday today. I made a decision Monday. I was sick on Tuesday. Yesterday I started feeling way better, and now today I feel fine. I just feel tired, but I feel light. I feel like myself again. And you know, now I'm looking at getting a shared apartment, like shared space with other international students, or just like looking for another room to rent that is in my budget, way more affordable. So with that all said, that is kind of the update with my life right now. I think I do a really good job of painting a beautiful picture of my life on social media, and I think everyone does. Most people do, you know. Nobody really shares what they're going through behind closed doors, right? Like, that's just the norm in society. But I just wanted to give you guys an update because, you know, I really have been going through it, and living abroad is really hard. And I know it wasn't going to be easy, but it is hard. It's hard not being able to have my mom here all the time to like hug and stuff, and like having my friends nearby, and just navigating everything on my own, even though I'm not alone. But like, there's just certain, you know, things that would make me feel better if I had people near me. But also, I've built an incredible community of friends out here, and I am going to give all of you a shout out because you've really made my transition into Korea so nice and so beautiful for me. I am so blessed and lucky to have you guys as my friends, because if I didn't have you guys as my friends, I don't know if I would still be living here, or at least I would not be in this headspace. Because it's one thing to be alone in like a country, but it's another thing to not even have a community of people that you can ask questions to, you know, or like hang out with. And I feel like I've met so many incredible people here that I am just so happy to have. And also, like, my friends back home, thank you for always checking in on me, and for having like FaceTime calls. Thank God for FaceTime calls, text messages, voice memos. Like, we're doing it all, you know, we're doing it all. And I'm just really grateful that I have such strong support coming from all sides, you know. This is such a huge risk I'm taking. I am leaving my job, my stable job, to fully go after my career in another country, and it sounds wild and not impossible, because, you know, the quote I had just posted on my Instagram. So the quote is, "The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible," by Charles Knight. something by Charles Kingsley. I was watching Alice in Wonderland. He said that in the movie, and it really, really struck me, because everything I feel like I'm doing does feel impossible. Feels impossible, but I believe it enough to make it possible. And I mean, I moved to Korea, and that didn't feel possible years ago. So I am just ready for this next chapter, as scary as it may seem. I know I'm going to be okay, even when I feel like I'm not going to be okay. I have to self-soothe myself, because, you know, there's no one physically here to do that for me. So, like, always going on walks, will be going on more hikes now that I'll have more time, and also enjoying this little break of not working. I mean, I'm going to be doing a different type of work, which is networking. You know, I got to get myself out there, but it's not like a set schedule 9 to 5 job. And I do think I need this break so I can go after my dreams, because dreams don't just come to you, you have to chase them. But also, I don't like to say that I'm chasing my dreams, because my dream can always be ahead of me and I can always be chasing after it. So I actually kind of changed it to I am attracting my dream. Like, you know, we have dream catchers. So I catch my dreams. I don't chase them because they're coming to me, and I'm thinking about them so much that we're just gonna meet in the middle. So yeah, that's all I have for this update, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for supporting me on my journey, and I can't wait to share more with you guys.